Hi everyone, Stuart here, hope you're well. I've been in the studio the last couple of days filming new lessons for my subscribers at fingerstylefocus.com, and I thought I'd share one of the lesson videos with you here today. It's an arrangement of mine of a beautiful old Irish harp tune called Eleanor Plunkett by the composer Turlough O'Carolan. It's an arrangement in DADGAD, but we're in the key of G major here. It's really important when playing in DADGAD to work in different keys so you don't always fall into that rut of playing the key of D whenever you tune to DADGAD. I'll play through the arrangement full speed first off. It's not too tricky to get into the fingers, it's a slow one. And then I'll break it down section by section so you can see how it all works. As you'll see, when arranging in this style, you can keep things quite sparse actually. The melody is basically framed with chord shapes and simple bass movement. We're working generally with the primary chords in the key here. So we're not looking for that modern sounding dissonance or the tensional release. It's all about 1, 4, 5 chords and occasionally minor chords in there as well. There's nothing too challenging to begin with here, and in fact this piece will work particularly well with an arrangement like Farewell to Loch Harbour. You can start building a set of these pieces that are in the same key or at least in the same tuning, and you'll certainly hear parallels in the melody and the chord voicings used. The main challenge in this section is in bar 8 when we're just playing a G chord, but we're fretting the bass note, fret 5 of string 6, and try and keep the 4th finger holding down that note as long as you can throughout the bar, just so it creates a foundation against the melody note and the open strings against it. In bar 10 we see some classic DADGAD style chord voicings here. We start with an E minor chord with the bass note being the E on fret 2 of string 6, before we go to a D with the F sharp on the bass, that's fret 4 of string 6, before moving finally back to the 1 chord, the G, where the bass note is fret 5 of string 6. From the end of bar 17, we're in one of the slightly more challenging aspects of this arrangement, which is the combination of fretted notes against harmonics, these natural harmonics on fret 12 and then fret 5. The key thing here is to have a very light, accurate touch on the fretting hand so you can keep the fretted notes in place whilst the harmonics ring against them. Play through this sort of thing really slowly because it's all about that fretting hand control. The section from bar 25 onwards is also quite deceptive. Although the chord shapes are fairly sparse and fairly thin, we're again in a situation where we're having to sustain bass notes against melody notes and then bringing in those harmonics as well. So again, this section is all about an accurate and relaxed fretting hand. Make sure you play through this sequence really slowly, get comfortable with every shape and keep the fretting hand as relaxed as it can be so all these notes can ring out together. The section from bar 30 just states the melody of the tune as the closing sequence. Perhaps the only real challenge to look out for here is the harmony note, the F sharp on fret 4 of string 4, which is there very briefly. It means that we have a slightly different fingering than those we encountered at the start of the melody. So play through this slowly, get that third finger accurately fretting that harmony note, and then move on from there. Thanks so much for watching that video. I hope you've enjoyed that lesson and I hope you enjoyed playing through that piece as well. I've got plenty more pieces like this, broken down section by section on video with tab at Fingerstyle Focus. Each month I'm uploading new content and there are also technique lessons and acoustic icon sessions where I look at the greats of fingerstyle guitar. So check out the website. If you've got any questions at all, just ask them below and I'll get back to you. Take care, I'll see you soon.